Golden State Warriors have been accused of the high crime of coasting through the stretch run of the regular season, turning in less than inspired performances since the All-Star break, including a home loss to the harmless Houston Rockets, back-to-back road losses in Florida to sub-500 Heat and Magic, a blowout loss at home to the Boston Celtics, and lately, a stinker against the feckless Phoenix Suns, who rang up 115 points on 103 possessions, led by young Devin Booker, who scored 37 points on 13 of 23 shooting. For those of you keeping score at home, this is the Phoenix Suns, owners of the second worst offensive efficiency in the NBA, having its way with the world champs. That's been a common thread for the Warriors, not just in their post-All-Star losses, where they've given up 113 points per 100 possessions, not just in their overall post-All-Star stretch, 110 points per 100 possessions, but in reality all season long. A Golden State Warriors outfit that has ranked near the top of the league in defensive efficiency over the last 5 years has been downright mediocre this season, ranking 15th in defensive efficiency on the year. Look, let's get something straight. The thing that's going to derail the Warriors' championship quest won't be Kevin Durant's feuds with the media during post-game pressers, where he now literally wears a black hat. It won't be Steve Kerr caught on camera muttering apparent sweet nothings about Draymond Green. And it won't be Klay Thompson blaming the Oracle crowd of lacking energy. It's going to be the Warriors' inability to pay attention to the here and now and not skip the little steps that build the habits that form the bedrock of an elite championship defense. It's like in Empire Strikes Back when Yoda tells Luke on Dagobah that Luke's mind was always drifting to the future and never on where he was, what he was doing. It's reckless. So after a conversation with producer Steve, we decided to look up who else was this reckless. Find out who were the worst defenses to win it all. The ones who were league average or worse. You guys ready for this? Okay, here's the list. The 2001 Lakers were 22nd in defensive efficiency during the regular season. The 1958 St. Louis Hawks were 5th out of 8 teams. The 56 Warriors from Philadelphia, also 5th out of 8. And the 51 Rochester Royals, and who were 7th out of 11. Basically, in the last 60 years, only one team has been able to successfulully say they can flip the switch from being an average to below average defense to being NBA champs. So I decided to take a look at those sleepwalking Lakers and ask if they had any losses embarrassing as the Warriors lost to the Suns last night. And it turns out they did, and boy, are there parallels. On March 19th, 2001, the Lakers lost to the Atlanta Hawks, the 5th worst team in the NBA that year. Before you ask, yes, Shaq and Kobe both played. The Lakers allowed the 3rd worst offense in the league to score 108 points on about 90 possessions. For you math nerds at home, that's an offensive efficiency of over 120. Hawks were led by a young player out of Arizona named Jason Terry, who scored 36 points on 13 of 25 shooting. Remember, Book had 37 on 13 of 23 shooting, and he lives in Arizona, so that's another similarity, right? But to be fair, after that loss, the Lakers went 11-4 down the stretch, including winning 9 of their 10 regular season games, then sweeping the first 3 rounds of the playoffs and beating the Sixers in 5 games. And also, Luke Skywalker did end up saving his friends and turning Darth Vader back to the light side of the Force. Spoiler alert. So maybe the Warriors are fine and it is their destiny to flip the switch. Or maybe they're in danger of blowing a golden opportunity. Mark, I didn't think it'd be possible to ask this question with a straight face, but are you taking the Warriors or are you taking the field right now?
I'm still taking the Warriors.
You hesitated, though. You had to think about it.
I had to think about it for sure with the way they're playing. But, you know, when you see what they did against Denver, how they picked it up, when they're focused, they'll win. And they're just tired with the process. It's getting worse and worse every season as far as being bored with the process, getting to the playoffs. And they're still the #1 seed in the West. So, yeah, I mean, you would think the odds are better to take 29 other teams. But I think come playoff time, they'll be excited. They'll wake up. They'll figure it out.
I got the field by a nose. I still got the Warriors above any other team.
Right,
but I've gone from like 52 to like 47.
Okay.
And you really, it's not really against the field, right? You're talking about 4 series, right? Like you're betting against, is it the Warriors? You're taking the 4 teams that are going to face them, assuming they get all the way to the finals. So it's kind of a bit of a math problem. I feel like between the Durant ankle, between the defense, I mean, that's the thing that you said that really got me. I'm with Mark in the sense that I don't care if they lay an egg once every couple of weeks against an inferior opponent, but I'm just not convinced that, you know, between Draymond's conditioning, between the personnel, and everything else, like, I'm just not entirely convinced they are the defensive team they have to be to win a championship. That said, I still have them leaps and bounds ahead of any other one single team, but I will take the field.
By the way, we're looking at images of Kevin Durant rolling his ankle in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
He didn't play in the 4th quarter. It's worth mentioning. But I guess let me ask this: if you're talking about health, can they afford to have any sort of setback on a health standpoint?
Kevin Durant has to be healthy. Definitely has to be healthy. Now with Boogie, you always got to worry about his Achilles a little bit. He seems to be fine. Bogut is insurance, so they're doing that. But Durant is basically the guy that got him over any hump that they needed the last 2 years. They need him to be all right. I think he'll play Wednesday, but if they have to sit him out, I understand.
Like, to me, it's like not even just binary. It's like, all right, what if KD's 88%?
Right.
What if DeMarcus is 68 of what he used to be? Iguodala, as we wear on, aging and everything else, like everybody's just a little bit. Like, what if there's a little tweak for Klay or Steph? I just think it's in the aggregate. It's not even the one guy's out.
Right.
I mean, obviously, if Durant's not playing, they're no longer the favorite. But to me, it's more just all that in the aggregate.
Now, one of the things I mentioned in the monologue was that clip of Steve Kerr muttering something about Draymond, or maybe it was Draymond. We don't know. We're lip readers here, amateur at best. Mark, you were there last night.
Yeah.
Kerr decided not to address that to the media, correct?
I wasn't in there for him, but I'm sure they'll ask him again in practice today.
Did you hear anything where everyone was talking about it?
Not really. I think they were talking more about what happened. Like, losing to the Suns was stunning. Everybody didn't want to talk last night. Even Steph, as great as he is, it was kind of odd. He talked in the locker room instead of going to the podium. They were hurt by that loss.
He did.
Very, very upset.
And he mentioned basically that they have a chance to kind of redeem themselves on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. This whole trip is a tough one, man. They got Houston. Steph says they're going to make a statement. Yeah, that's a tough place to make a statement right now because they're playing real well.
Real well.